Wow, what a keynote. This keynote, we've been waiting weeks, days, months, maybe even years for this very keynote. But before I tell you all that happened in the keynote, let me tell you, I survived Hurricane Irma. I took some days off, you could say off YouTube, because of Hurricane Irma, because I lost power for 26 hours. But I'm back now, and it's just in time for the epic keynote. Just a little plug, if you want to check out my Hurricane Irma vlogs, you can check that out on my MWG vlogs channel, and I'll put the link in the description. But without further ado, let's talk about those new products. I'm gonna say Apple released 4 new products. Let's go from least interesting to the most interesting, and you'll have to wait for that. First of all, Apple released a brand new Apple TV, and that's gonna be the Apple TV 4K. Apple said that the future is 4K. Of course, the future is 4K. It's not 1080p, it's not mashed potato quality, it's nice, crisp 4K videos. That's the future. And with the Apple 4K TV, you could finally enjoy those videos on your TV in 4K. So you could watch movies just 3 weeks after they debut in the movie theaters. So you can watch Spider-Man Homecoming right now. You could watch probably the Emoji Movie right now. You can watch all those movies in 4K crispness. You can watch those 4K videos on YouTube. Yes, Marcus Brownlee, with the Apple TV 4K, you can watch your videos in beautiful 4K. 8K is next though. You'll just have to wait some years for that. The new generation TV also has the Apple 10X Fusion chip. The same chip in the iPad Pro. So you know the Apple TV is gonna be very, very snappy and fast. Enough about the Apple TV 4K. Let's talk about the second least interesting thing there was the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus. Yes, Apple skipped iPhone 7S. And I really don't know why, but Apple's naming scheme for this lineup of phones this year is the iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus, and iPhone X. Yes, iPhone X. I'll talk about it in a minute. But the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, you gotta talk about that first. We've been talking about the rumors for the minor upgrade to the 7 for months now. We said it was gonna have wireless charging, it's gonna have the A11 Fusion chip, it's gonna have fast charging, it's gonna have all that, and it still has all that. But Apple with this keynote, we already knew going into it what the products are gonna be and everything about it. Apple with this keynote just hit those check marks. So the iPhone 8, I still can't believe I'm calling it the iPhone 8. The iPhone 8 has a glass back to allow for wireless charging. This is a little bit of a side note, but Apple announced that next year they're gonna release a wireless charger that's gonna be able to charge the iPhone X, the Apple Watch Series 3, and AirPods all at the same time. But it's gonna be released next year, so we're gonna have to wait 6 more months probably for it. The iPhone 8 starts at $700. So same price as the iPhone 7. So if you can't afford the iPhone X, which is $1,000, you could afford the iPhone 8 at $700. Like I mentioned, the iPhone 8 has A11 Bionic chip. This processor is uncomparable to other phone processors. The Snapdragon 835 and any other processor that a phone runs on can't compete with the A11 Fusion chip. Just know that. The iPhone 8 comes in 3 colors. Space gray, a silver, kind of like a white color, and blush gold. So with that, Apple knocked out product red, rose gold, and matte black. But honestly, the space gray looks the exact same as the matte black. The silver looks even better with the glass back, and the blush gold kind of just looks like the rose gold, especially with that glass back. In the iPhone 8, Apple didn't upgrade the cameras pretty much at all. Still the same 12 megapixel cameras, still the same optical image stabilization, but Apple had a little bit of software enhancements. For example, Apple is big on augmentative reality. So the iPhone 8's cameras are built for AR. I don't know what that means, but Apple said it in the keynote. The iPhone 8 cameras got new sensors, new lenses, and a new processor to back up that 4K at 60 frames a second. So the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus can record video at 4K at 60 frames a second on the rear-facing cameras. No other smartphone can do that. No other smartphone. But like I said, Apple added a little bit of software enhancements to the camera. For example, the portrait mode that we all know and love now adds a portrait lighting mode. So when you're taking that portrait mode with someone in it, you're gonna have the perfect light conditions on that person's face. So if it's in a little bit of a dark environment, the software is gonna lighten up that face so you can take that perfect bokeh portrait mode picture. It looks great. Also, the iPhone 8 stereo speakers are 25% louder than on the iPhone 7. Pretty nice little upgrade there. The battery life is even better with the A11 Fusion chip. And also, let's not forget, it's IP68, water and dust resistance. It has fast charging, and also has Bluetooth 5.0. The iPhone 8 is a little minor upgrade. I really think they should have called it the iPhone 7S. I mean, why not? But I guess they had to call it the iPhone 8. Whatever, it's a name. Now to the second most interesting thing in the keynote is the Apple Watch Series 3. The major feature about the Apple Watch Series 3 is that it supports on itself LTE connection. Right now, if you take your Apple Watch away from the iPhone, you can't call anybody, you can't ask Siri for anything, you can't get any text, you can't play music from a radio station. Without the phone, the Apple Watch isn't really anything before the Series 3. But with the Series 3, the Apple Watch is its own device. You could use the Apple Watch without the phone to make calls, to send text, to listen to the radio, and ask Siri whatever you want. The Apple Watch Series 3 is what the definition of the Apple Watch is. Its own separate device from the iPhone. And the Apple Watch Series 3 really makes that claim, because you could really use it separately from the iPhone. Also, a little side note, if you want to know if anybody has the Apple Watch Series 3, just look at the little crown. The crown is red on every single Apple Watch Series 3. That's for the LTE connection. So you could use your Apple Watch without the phone. Also, the Apple Watch is going to come in just 3 colors, just like the iPhone X and 8. Space gray, silver, and blush gold. Honestly, love the blush gold, but I know some of you hate it. Now to the most important thing in that keynote, the iPhone X. Yes, the iPhone is called iPhone X. It's not called iPhone 8, it's not called iPhone Edition, it's not called iPhone 8 Pro, it's called the iPhone X. Apple actually pronounced it iPhone 10, so I'll call it iPhone 10. The iPhone 10 is the design that we've been talking about for months and months and months. It's the OLED display on the front going from edge to edge. It's absolutely beautiful. The iPhone X has everything the iPhone 8 has, just turned up a little bit of a notch. On the iPhone 8's camera, on the back and front, I'll get to the front later. On the back camera, it also has that portrait lighting effect. So if you're taking a portrait photo with a person's face in it, it's gonna optimize the lighting conditions on that person's face. So you can take that beautiful portrait mode photo in not the best conditions. The iPhone 10 also has both cameras on the back optically image stabilized. So if you have that little shaky hands, both cameras, the standard view and the zoomed in view, are optically image stabilized. Also, we can't forget, the iPhone 10 can record in 4K at 60 frames per second. That's pretty amazing. No other phone, yet again, can do that, other than the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 10. Now let's talk about the front-facing camera. The front-facing camera is still the exact same iPhone 7 megapixel camera, but with Face ID, I'll get to that in a second, the front-facing camera has the portrait mode feature too. So not only on the back do you get the portrait mode, you also get it on the front. So you can take those nice, beautiful bokeh selfies if you want that. The portrait mode lighting feature is also on the front too. Now, let's get to Face ID. Face ID is the main selling feature with the iPhone 10. Since the front of the phone is all screen, edge to edge, there's no home button, and no home button means no Touch ID. I've been saying this for months now. But with no Touch ID comes Face ID. And Face ID, Apple said, is the future of unlocking all of our phones. And I believe it. Face ID is more secure than Touch ID, it's faster than Touch ID, and also allows for some pretty neat features. Face ID allows for an emoji, which allows for, the emojis, allows for you to send a face reaction because it reads your face, and the emoji can act like your face, and you can send that to your friend, so your friend can see your reaction in an emoji, if you understood that. So it's a pretty weird feature, but it's pretty cool at the same time. Face ID also allows for that portrait mode on the front-facing camera, which we all know and love. On the iPhone 10, yes, those cameras are vertical. The flash and the microphone are in the middle. It's the design that we've been talking about for months. Really nothing changed. Let me get to some of the bad news with the iPhone 10. The phone is absolutely amazing, but the consequence of that is the price and the timing. The iPhone 10's price is $999. So practically the iPhone 10 is $1,000. You know what that means? It's just at par with my possible phone budget. So it looks like I might be getting the iPhone 10 whenever it comes out. Apple said that you could pick up your iPhone 10 in stores on, get ready for it, November the 3rd. November the 3rd is about 2 months from now. So everyone is gonna have to wait 2 months to get their hands on an actual retail model of the iPhone 10. And I can't wait to go to the Apple Store to try it out. This is really like none other iPhone before. Glass on the back, edge-to-edge display in the front, vertical dual cameras, Face ID, wireless charging, fast charging, Bluetooth 5.0, IP68 water and dust resistance. The iPhone 10 has it all. I just wish we didn't have to wait 2 months to get it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the iPhone 10 and all the Apple products released in the keynote in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one.